what is going on, guys? It's video here, and today I'll show you guys how to download JP Grand Cross for iOS and Android. I got a lot of questions over the past week asking me, yo Speedy, how can I play the JP version? I want to play the JP version. Well, don't worry, in today's video I will show you guys how you can download the JP version for yourself and play the JP Grand Cross, which is a little ahead right now than the global version, which is, I mean, it's understandable. This game came out 8 months ago on JP. I've been playing it for 6 months, and yeah, so first to start off the Android version, I feel like Android is much easier to download and get than it is for Apple. So how to download Android, you will need QApp. QApp is basically an app store that lets you download Japanese games. How to get QApp, you ask? Now, you go on your Android phone. You have to go to your browser. I don't care what browser it is, and then go to Google. So this is only for Android, or if you play on an emulator, it's the same thing. Emulator and Android, basically the same thing. And then you just type on Google QApp download, QOO app download. You click this, click the link. You click browser. You can do it just once or always, doesn't matter. And then it will let you download QApp. Just download QApp. It's relatively easy. Click the download button. This is a trusted app by everybody. Everybody uses QApp that plays JP games or anything like that. So just download QApp and you're set there. And then once you have downloaded QApp, you open up QApp, right? You open up QApp and it basically works the same as any other Play Store. It's a Play Store. It's not the Google Play Store. It's a QApp Play Store, basically for all games. And you click the search button. Ooh, nice! I get 6 gacha tickets. Cool. You click the search app right here, and then you just type. We're gonna play Grand Cross. So we just type Grand Cross. We click the search, and boom! All the Grand Crosses come out here. So we have the global. We have the Japanese, and we have the Korean Grand Cross. I believe this is the Korean, this is the Japanese, and this is a global. You can even download the global Grand Cross from QApp. That's how I download my, global on my emulator. I just download it from QApp. I use QApp is basically one of my main emulators. So yeah, so this is the JP version. You guys gotta make sure if you want to play the JP version, you download the JP version. If you click on the game, it should tell you that it's from Japan. Click details. I believe it tells you in details. Let's say it's Japanese, because I know there's a Korean one as well. I don't know if it like specifically says Japanese, but you guys should know. I guess, yeah, it does say Japanese. Okay, so this is Grand Cross Japanese. Make sure you guys download the Japanese one if you want to play the Japanese one. There is a Korean one. The only difference between Korean and Japanese is the Korean one, I believe, is like 7 hours ahead. It's not much of a difference, like you would think, like, oh, it's 1 month ahead. No, it's like literally 7 hours ahead. So everybody plays the Japanese one, for as far as I know. Now you could download the Korean one, or you can just click Japan here in the top right. It gives you an option. You can download the Japan one. You can also download the global one. See, here's the thing about Grand Cross, right? Once you download the game, and let's say you play on both emulator, iOS, and Android. Let's say you have all those devices, right? You can have Grand Cross on all those devices transferred, and then once you move from device to device, you don't have to do the whole like downloading process and like the transferring process. As long as your account is linked to, like, let's say a Facebook or like a Gmail or whatever, you can just keep transferring your device without having to do the whole download process. For example, let's say I open up my JP Grand Cross right here. I have it fully open, and then I can just immediately close it and then go on my phone. It doesn't matter if it's an Android or an iOS. I can just start off the game right there. Also, another cool thing about this game is you don't lose any currency between transferring to different OSs. So OSs means operating systems. So you can transfer between Android and iOS, and you will not lose any of your progress, any of your diamonds, or anything of your item that you have in the game. That's what's so cool about this game. The fact that you can transfer between different operating systems and not lose your progression, your diamonds, and all that kind of stuff is super, super good. Alright, so here we are to make an Apple, or how to download the game on Apple. Now, I feel like Apple is a little more complicated. I don't know why. It just is. I've never personally used an Apple item in my life. I don't think I've ever owned an Apple or an iPhone or anything like that. So I will not be showing you like my in-game of my Apple device, because I don't have an Apple device at all. But this is how you make one if you were to want to play JP Grand Cross on Apple. So you go to the website appleid.apple.com. I have a link in the description to this website. You guys can do it relatively fast. You open this up on your browser, so you do have to make this on your browser. I think you can make it on your phone as well if you just want to do it on your phone, but I feel like it's much easier to do it on the browser. So you go create at your Apple ID. So right here you have to create a new Apple ID, and then once you have your new Apple ID, you have to sign in your phone with this Apple ID. So if you have an iPhone, you make this ID, right, and then you have to sign in into your phone with this exact same ID. So first name and last name doesn't really matter. What is important right here that you guys get correct is your country and region. So make sure you guys, when you're selecting country and region, you select Japan. It is very important you select Japan because that is the region you want to download. Where is Japan, dude? Hello? Oh, there it is. It's right in front of me. You want to download games from Japan, so you put on your first last name. Doesn't matter. You can just make a fake one. Doesn't really matter. Your birthday. Make sure you guys do it like over 18, I guess. As far as emails goes, I feel like you can use whatever email you want. Just make sure you don't use the one you currently have with your Apple ID. Use a different one. The one that's not linked to an Apple ID, so just use any email you want. Make sure you guys can confirm the email whatsoever. Make a password, doesn't matter where that be. Answer a few security questions and type in this, and then boom, you have your Apple ID. After you do have your Apple ID, once everything is completed right here, filling out the form, it will give you a thing. It says, oh, congratulations, you made a new Apple ID. And then you take that, login credentials, your email and your password, you go on your Apple phone device and you log in. It could be iPad, iPhone, doesn't really matter. You log in with your new Japanese Apple ID, okay? And then once you do that, you can download JP Grand Cross. It's easy. It's easy. Like, I know a lot of people actually have struggles with this and don't know how to do it, but I mean, it just takes a few steps. It's not too hard for both of them either. I feel like Android is much easier because you have to just download an app, and you can have that app on your phone to download Japanese games. But as far as iOS, you have to make a new Apple ID, which, I mean, it's not that tough. You just like put in a fake name, fake this, whatever, put your country region to Japan, and then just make a password, have an email, boom, boom, boom. It's a little more work than it should be, but hey, you still get to play JP Grand Cross. That's how you do it, man. It's super easy, super fast, and that's how I play JP Grand Cross.